We do have some showers coming up later tonight, according to the WVTT Severe Weather Action Team. Low temperature 51 tonight, Alexa.
And it looks like we could have some rain in the forecast for tomorrow and the next day, Jeff.
Even maybe some thunder boomers tomorrow. Complete weather details straight ahead here on WVTT.
Now, WVTT Global News Update.
Syria and Lebanon are set to be a key topic at the final U.S. presidential debate set for tonight in Boca Raton, Florida. That's where both President Barack Obama and Republican challenger Mitt Romney are right now, preparing to focus entirely on foreign policy. China will undoubtedly feature heavily. Both men have singled that nation out, blaming China for some of America's economic woes. CNN's Stan Grant has this look at how those in China feel, and also how Americans working over in China feel as well.
Hello, my name is John Levine. I'm from New York City, New York, United States of America. And I came to China in search of gainful employment. I was unemployed and then severely underemployed. And then I left.
And this is where he ended up. Tsinghua University, Beijing, where he now teaches Chinese students about the country he's left behind. 25-year-old Jonathan Levine had a master's degree and a dead-end job. Goodbye, America. Hello, China, the new land of opportunity.
I mean, look at this. How hard is it getting used to this new food?
You could say it was a long march.
A long march indeed for Jonathan, and a world now waking up to the full extent of China's power.
You know, in the States, everyone's so mopey. Everyone, it's the end of the world, and there's no jobs, and you know, income inequality is through the roof, and we're back to like the Gilded Age in the U.S.
And for presidential candidates looking for someone to blame, enter big bad China. China keeping its currency low, boosting exports. China stealing American jobs.
The president has a regular opportunity to label them as a currency manipulator, but refuses to do so. On day one, I will label China a currency manipulator.
Both Governor Romney and President Obama using the debates to prove who is tougher on China.
As far as currency manipulation, the currency's actually gone up 11% since I've been president because we have pushed them hard. And we've put unprecedented trade pressure on China. U.S.
military might is backing up its interests. President Obama is resetting American power in Asia after wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. More troops on the ground, closer ties to Asian nations. China fears this is an attempt to thwart its rise. But to people like Jonathan Levine, there's nothing to fear.
It's not like going to the moon, like it might have been 100 years ago.
This is a new world, says Jonathan. To people struggling back home, he says, don't bash China.
Get out.
Get out.
Get out. Leave everyone behind you.
Stan Grant, CNN, Beijing.
Well, tonight is your last chance to see the candidates for president on stage together before the election. President Obama and Mitt Romney will face off in Florida for the third and final debate. As Emily Schmidt reports, the debate's focus is on foreign policy, even as new polls show the race is getting closer.
So far, debating toe-to-toe.
I'm happy to answer the question.
All right, and it is?
Here's what happened.
Has resulted in candidates running neck and neck. A CNN poll of 5 national polls finds the candidates tied. That makes tonight's debate a potential game changer.
President Obama ended the Iraq War. Mitt Romney would have left 30,000 troops there.
This ad just released by the Obama campaign may preview the president's strategy, pointing out foreign policy successes as commander-in-chief. Romney is likely to hit hard on Libya. Republicans argue the administration's handling of the recent attack there, which resulted in the U.S. ambassador's death, proves it's time for a change.
Last couple of weeks with all the problems in Libya and the administration's, I don't know, now 4 or 5 different conflicting statements about it, maybe that Mitt Romney goes in with the upper hand.
Though the debate is on foreign affairs, look for candidates to bring discussions back to the economy, as their running mates are doing.
We're not even creating enough jobs every month just to keep up with the growth of our country's population. We are heading in the wrong direction. He can't run on that record.
America's not in decline. Here's what it is. Romney and Ryan are in denial.
Vice President Joe Biden spoke in Ohio, where a new Quinnipiac University CBS News poll shows President Obama leading. His lead is half of what it was before the first two debates, putting more pressure on both candidates to make this final debate count. In Washington, I'm Emily Schmidt.
In New York tonight, a community is mourning the death of a pregnant woman who was stabbed to death just the day before her wedding. Our Steve Langford has the story.
8-year-old Vindaloo Smith, members of her church, grieving on a weekend that should have been so joyous.
We are praying for them, and there is power in prayer.
Smith, 8 months pregnant, found stabbed to death in her apartment just hours before her baby shower was scheduled.
We are living in perilous time, a time of trouble, and there is no safety.
Just down the block from the crime scene, the church where Vindaloo was supposed to have her wedding Sunday morning.
When I went to church, then I heard the news.
Members of the congregation at New Dimension Church describing an outpouring of unspeakable shock and horror when they learned of the vicious murder of this expectant mother and bride-to-be. Church members sobbing uncontrollably.
Satan is instigator. It's only the devil, Satan and his angels that would commit this thing.
Smith's older children escorted by police to the local precinct. The victim's oldest daughter reportedly screaming, "I just want to see my mom." Family members who had come to Brownsville for a baby shower and a wedding will now attend a funeral to mourn a mother and her unborn child. In Brownsville, Steve Langford, CBS 2 News.
Thank you very much, Steve. Coming up on the 6 o'clock report, WVTT Sports, and also a look at our community calendar. Stay tuned. This is News Channel 25, WVTT.